Alright, full transparency. I'm a 49ers fan, so yeah, there is bias in this video. But I also believe in letting the numbers tell the story, even when they don't tell me what I want to hear. 2 weeks ago, the Seahawks absolutely demolished the 49ers 13-3 in the regular season finale. If you're a casual observer, this next game looks like a wrap. Seattle's the number one seed, they're rested, they have the number one run defense in football, they're playing at home in one of the most hostile environments in sports. The healthy Seahawks should win this game, but the version of the 49ers that showed up in Week 18, that team doesn't exist anymore. So the question isn't can the Niners win, it's are we comparing the right version of these teams? Let's dig into the data. So first, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. The 49ers are dealing with significant injuries. George Kittle, done for the season. Fred Warner, according to recent reports, is likely out. But the 49ers fans are watching very closely. And Ricky Pearsall is questionable. Meanwhile, Seattle's getting healthier. Left tackle Charles Cross, cornerback Kobe Bryant, and tight end Elijah Arroyo are expected back. The Seahawks are trending in the right direction. The 49ers, they're limping into the playoffs. So why am I not ready to write them off? Because the data shows that even partially healthy, the 49ers team operates at a completely different level than what you saw in Week 18. Let me show you. Before we dive into the findings, let me show you how we got here. All this analysis was done using Python and the NFL Data PY library, which gives us the play-by-play data for. We filtered out the regular season, the playoff games, and removed garbage time plays. That's when the win probability is below 5% or above 95%, and kept only standard offensive plays. No kneels, no spikes. For Fred Warner's impact, we scanned every defensive play and flagged games where he appeared in tackle or coverage statistics. For Trent Williams, we isolated left side runs and calculated the EPA splits based on the weeks that he was healthy versus compromised. Every chart that you're about to see was generated directly from this dataset. The code, the data sources, and the full methodology are linked in the description if you want to replicate it yourself or run it for other matchups. The narrative around Lumen Field is that the crowd causes chaos, false starts, and delay of game penalties. But let's look at the 2025 data. Seattle forces roughly the same number of preset penalties as the league average. This 12th man isn't winning games by drawing flags. The real advantage in Lumen Field is psychological. This chart shows that when a team visits Seattle, they drop their shotgun usage by 8% and their no-huddle usage by 2%. Why is this? Because the noise forces their quarterback to go under center, where they can physically tap the center for the snap. Shotgun snap requires a clap or a leg lift in a stadium. Offensive lines just can't hear that. And here's the thing. The Niners already play that way. San Francisco is one of the lowest shotgun, lowest no-huddle teams in the NFL. Kyle Shanahan's offense is built around the play action from under center. The environment that forces other teams to play left-handed, the Niners are already playing their A game in that style. And they're disciplined. The data shows that the 49ers commit fewer road penalties than almost any team in the league. Lumen Field is loud, but the 49ers have proven that they can handle it. Now let's talk personnel. The 49ers run offense ranks 16th in the league. That sounds mediocre. But that number is skewed by games where Trent Williams, arguably the best tackle in football, or maybe best player in football, was either out or limited. When Trent is healthy, the EPA on runs to the left jumps from negative 0.1 to negative 0.01, which is a 5x difference, and that's the difference between losing yardage and sustaining drives. His sack rates dropped from nearly 6% to 3.6%, which is almost double. Now, Seattle has the number one run defense in football. That's real. Ernest Jones, Devin Witherspoon, the front seven are elite. But if Trent Williams is playing at full strength, the 49ers have the offensive line to match it up. This becomes a true heavyweight fight in the trenches. Here's the X factor, Ricky Pearsall. the rookie, and he might not even play. But if he does, the data shows us something interesting. When Pearsall gets 3 or more targets, the 49ers' rushing efficiency improves. Why is that? Because defenses have to respect his speed, and safeties back off to prevent the deep ball, which opens up the box for Christian McCaffrey. So if you look at the difference, the yards per carry when he's involved is 4.19, and when he's not involved, it's 3.87. And that 0.3 yards per carry difference doesn't sound like much, but over 30 carries, that's an extra 7 or 9 yards. That's a first down. That's a sustained drive. And that's the difference between punting and scoring. But here's the harsh reality. If Fred Warner doesn't play, this analysis might not matter. Without Fred Warner, the 49ers defense gives us 0.08 more EPA per game. Over a full game, that's over 5 points. And against Seattle, the offense ranked number 8 in passing. That's it. That's the margin. Fred Warner is the green dot, the quarterback of the defense. He communicates the calls, sets the coverage, and he races the middle of the field. Let's put this all together. And here's the regular season efficiency rankings. On paper, Seattle has the edge in almost every category. Their run defense is the best in the league, their special teams ranks number 2, they're playing at home after a bye week, and the numbers favor them. But here's the counterpoint. That 16th ranking of the 49ers run offense, well, that includes game where Trent Williams was compromised and Christian McCaffrey was splitting time with backups. That 27 pass defense ranking, well, that includes most of the games where Fred Warner wasn't organizing the secondary. Look, the healthy Seahawks should win this game. They're the better team on paper, they're at home, and the 49ers are still missing key pieces. But football isn't played on spreadsheets. The version of the 49ers that lost 13-3 in Week 18 doesn't exist anymore. If Trent Williams is truly healthy, and if Pearsall somehow plays, and the defense somehow gets Fred Warner back, this game is a coin flip. The data says Seattle wins by 7, but the data also said that the 49ers could not beat Seattle in Week 1, and that they would lose to the Eagles in the wildcard round. I'm a 49ers fan, and I will admit that I'm biased. But I also respect the heck out of this Seahawks team. They earned that number 1 seat, and Mike Macdonald is a brilliant coach. This is going to be a war. But if you're giving me the 49ers as an underdog, I'll take those odds every time. See you Sunday.